I am Jaina Bosonko, and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. And now here are the main local news headlines. On the final day of nominations on Friday, independent aspirants submitted their documents at various IEC centers across the country for the National Assembly election. In recognition of International Women's Day, the non-profit organization Birth Women, in collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, on Tuesday embarked on tree planting, cleaning and compost pit making at the Sukuta Women's Garden. The management of Gambissara Health Center, in collaboration with the community of Gambissara, recently organized a data presentation and award ceremony for the health center staff in recognition of their invaluable service towards health service delivery. The community of Wuli Sutukoba held the 5th edition of its annual Kankiling Cultural Festival. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us.
Talk to QTV, and this is what they have to say.
For me, I cannot understand the budget every year. Every year the budget comes out and nothing is allocated to the constituencies. It's only allocated to the central government. I believe that if the constituencies were allocated, even if it is $1 every year you get some development, and there will be development for the 5 years. But everything depends on the mercy of the central government to decide what to do in your constituency. I think that is wrong, and I'm going to challenge that too.
Suleiman Diouf, the IEC returning officer for Banjul Administrative Area, reminded the aspirants to follow the Code of Campaign Ethics and select competent agents on polling day to ensure a peaceful and credible election.
And then come after the 9th of April 2022, election would have finished. We would have already conducted the election. And the people of Banjul South will come back, continue to live as one family, friends, relatives, neighbors. And if that happens, peace will continue to exist in Banjul South.
Earlier, 3 PDOIS, 3 UDP and 1 PPP aspirant, 1 GFA and 1 independent aspirant, who submitted their documents on Monday and Thursday, received their acceptance letters, paving the way for them to contest in the upcoming election of 9 April 2022. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Also, on the final day in Basse, 5 independent candidates submitted their nomination documents at the IEC Mansajang Kunda office on Friday. Fodemane has the rest of that.
The independent candidates include Daura Nene Gale Jallo and Yusuf Balde for Basse constituency, Mama Salu Jallo for Jimara, Sekuti Drame for Sandu, and Haji Bajaha for Kantora constituency. They were the last group to submit their credentials in Basse. Daura Nene Gale Jallo said his intention is to liberate the people of Basse from the bad representation they have been enduring for the past 10 years.
What we're trying to forego right now is to get parliamentarians who will be elected here and then go and sit in Combo. We want a parliamentarian who will stay with the people, because if you don't stay with the people, you will not know the people's problems. If you don't know their problems, you cannot represent them anywhere. So this is a very important thing that people have to understand. We are not here to against any individual. We are not here to against any party. We are here for the truth. And the truth is, we need someone who is competent and able to represent the people of Basse constituency.
Mama Salu Jallo said his focus is to unite the people of Jimara, who have long been divided by the advent of Adama Barrow and Mama Kande in their district.
If you look at Jimara today, you have the biggest political parties there. The president is from that end. The opposition, Mama Kande, is from there. So there is that fraction within Jimara. So me as a young person, as an independent candidate who will represent everybody, not party influence, but the interest of Jimara. So the first thing that I will need to do is the establishment of a constituency committee, because if you have powers, or if you want people to see themselves, the powers, or they want the governance to be very easy and supportive, you have to engage the people, delegate them, and then have their support. That is the committee I will shed.
The other aspiring candidates, Yusufa Balde, Sekuti Drame, and Haji Bajaha, also shared their motivations.
To be a candidate or to be a parliamentarian, it is a process, and then once you are there to represent your people, yeah. And then, like you said, for me being a youth and then having that kind of connection, I believe that I have been doing this. I have been helping my own people. If you go to my Facebook or you go to my social media, people call me Yusufa Basse or Balde Basse, simply because I believe that this is where I come from, and no matter what, if my people are definitely suffering, me being a parliamentarian or not, I think I have to come forward and then help.
We've had a lot of MPs in the past, but the difficulties that the people face every day has not been eradicated. So I deem it necessary. I feel like if I have the opportunity to be there, I will be able to handle those problems.
My aim is to represent them properly, because Kantora have never been represented properly in the National Assembly. So, so what we need right now is to properly represent the people.
Having successfully submitted their documents, they were advised by the IEC officials to observe their campaign code of conduct, the do's and don'ts. Reporting for QTV News, I am Fude Mane.
We're still looking at the parliamentary election nominations as Citizens Alliance Party, the Gambia Democratic Congress Party, and the Gambia for All Party have put up candidates to contest the next parliamentary election in the North Bank region. They made their submissions at the IEC regional office in Kerewan in the North Bank region. Ali Sise files in that report.
This was the atmosphere at the start of the nomination of aspiring candidates for the April 9 parliamentary election. Citizens Alliance Party was the first to file in their nominations of two candidates, Alpha Mkelo for Lower Nyami constituency and Samba Nying of Upper Nyami constituency at the IEC regional office in Kerewan. They promised to serve the interests of their peoples at the parliament. The two are among over 11 candidates put up by CA for the upcoming polls. The Gambia Democratic Congress Party is also putting up 5 candidates in the North Bank region. They are Babukar Chun of Jokadu constituency, Modu Bop of Lower Nyomi, Mustafa Dukre of Central Badibu, Samba Fall of Sabak Sanjal, and Modu S1 of Upper Nyomi constituencies. Having received a copy of a receipt each from returning officer Esa Bande, confirming receiving their nomination papers, they express their readiness to advocate better laws and reforms for the betterment of the country if elected. They also intend to use the parliamentary powers to advocate better living conditions such as good road networks and employment for the youth, among others.
It is easy to convince the people of Central Badibu because presently, as we are, the outgoing MP who is there, we all know him, Suleiman Sao. He has been there for 5 years, but actually he's doing his best. But many of the communities have not been seeing themselves in his service. And then the selected name for the NPP, that one I think is incompetent. So automatically I believe I am the right guy.
I am not going there for my party. Because my party, though, they are the one that sponsor me to go in for these elections, but I am going there for the people of Lower Nyomi, who I feel are totally neglected. And definitely I want to go there and speak for them so that the world and also the people of Nyomi can know that they are also part of the country.
Mamadou M. Jallo, another aspiring candidate in Upper Nyomi for Gambia for All Party, also submitted his nomination papers. He is one of the 2 candidates put up by the party. He also promised a better representation.
I'm contesting for national development. I see that I am fit in a position that if I am there, I will make an impact. That's why I am contesting as a candidate. Yeah.
The United Democratic Party has put up candidates in all the 7 constituencies in North Bank region. The National People's Party has also put up candidates in 6 constituencies, as the National Reconciliation Party is defending its Sabak Sanjal seat they won in 2017. The National Unity Party is contesting 1 seat in the region. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
That is it for the parliamentary election nominations. Now we will go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we have some more local news stories. Do stay tuned.
International Women's Day. When women are empowered, they change the world. Break the bias. Kill self. Sunubas. We innovate, others follow.
Modu came in to buy some bathroom floor tile, but once he laid eyes on our basins, he fell in love with a stunning basin and with a breathtaking faucet. With a brand new mirror too, at a bargaining price.
So, I got a bathtub too.
Oh yes, he picked up a bathtub too.
It's Batty Days time at Batty-Mats. Enjoy exceptional discounts up to 70% on all our product families. From March 5th to 19th, you're going to splurge. Batty-Mats, everything for construction from foundation.
My name is Aissatou Jawara. I am the Managing Director of Aji Bank Limited. Most of our key units are headed by women. They are contributing immensely towards the performance of the bank. There is no secret to my success. I love what I'm doing, and as such, never take no for an answer, and always go extra mile to achieve my goals. So our wonderful and hard-working women out there, you are all doing a great job, and we are extremely proud of you. Let's push and break the bias for a more inclusive society. Happy International Women's Day.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now, in recognition of International Women's Day, Both Women, a non-profit organization in collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, on Tuesday embarked on tree planting, cleaning and compost pit making at the Sukuta Women's Garden. Babukar Sise has the rest of that story.
The Sukuta Women's Garden is 15 hectares. According to the women who toil here, only 5 hectares is being cultivated due to inadequate water supply. However, there is no shortage of fresh vegetables in this garden. People come from other regions to buy vegetables wholesale and sell them at retail prices in other markets. Fatou Mane of Boss Women Gambia believes women should be aware of the impact of climate change.
We celebrated International Women's Week and Women's Day in a different style. And the style is to make sure that we educate women, empower and sensitize women to know the importance of climate change, the impact it has in the environment, in the individuals and everybody globally. So one of the things that we do is to make sure that women get to know that some of the things that we do are not right for the environment, to make sure that they get to know why it's important for us to celebrate International Women's Day in a different style.
Boss Women also encourage women to use organic matter made from waste plant residues instead of chemical fertilizers. Fatou Mane again.
If you look at the environment that we live in, it's full of trash, it's full of waste. That some of the waste that can be composed, can be turned to manure. So part of it is what to show the women that we can use those waste, dig a hole, mix the waste, put water in it, and compose it for a month or so, or 3 months maximum, for you to be able to have the organic manure you need for your gardens. Those chemicals that they use in the garden are not healthy. If they're not healthy in the environment, they're not healthy in the soil, they're not healthy in the fruits or the plants or the crop that they're growing, they're also going to be not healthy in our system as individuals.
Aissatou Cham, who grew vegetables in this garden, says the proceeds from this garden is used to cater for her family.
Whatever we get here, We take it to our families. The family belong to our husband and us. We pay our children's school fees. We buy their uniforms and even clothes for its festivities.
Ami has 18 small plots in this garden. She grows salad and other vegetables. She explains the benefits she gets from gardening.
I am hopeful about this garden. I went to up to grade 12 at West Africa International. I got a job, but I was paid $2,500 per month. I left the job and now I get $6,000 or more in this garden every month. You cannot compare $6,000 with $2,500.
The hard-working women at the Sukuta Women's Garden are urging institutions and philanthropists to help construct more boreholes for them so that they can produce more vegetables. Boss Women Gambia, a non-profit organization that empowers low-income women, have conducted similar exercises in Kafuta and Demban Women's Gardens. Babkar Sise, QTV News.
Happy Women's Month. Now, the management of Gambissara Health Center, in collaboration with the community of Gambissara, organized a data presentation and award ceremony for the health center staff in recognition of their invaluable service towards healthcare service delivery in Jimara District. Alaji A.F. Jallo has the rest of that story.
This is the third edition of the Gambissara Health Center data presentation and award ceremony organized by the management of the facility. The event takes stock of the achievements and challenges the facility faces and maps out ways forward to achieve their desired goals. At the presentation ceremony, Mr. Lamin Jatta, officer in charge, commends his staff for their hard work and commitment to health service delivery within the district and beyond. He emphasized the pivotal role the community plays in supporting his team to provide quality health care services in the district.
So for me, I feel as part of the motivational package for them, to tell them thank you in the form of these certificates. Also, to show the people of the catchment area or the people of the URL, especially Jimara area, that's what we are doing in Gambissara Health Center. We have a very serious human resource constraint. Because rightly we're having only 3 nurses at the outpatient with 2 midwives, 3 public health officers, and currently one of them is even redeployed.
Alpha Ba, a young male nurse, was awarded the most outstanding staff of the facility. He expressed his delight at receiving the award, but used the opportunity to raise concerns about the challenges they faced.
There's a general a condition that is disturbing the health system, like the health system is weak in general. So like from human resources, medical resources, like and all sort of like we really find it difficult, like especially in this part of the country, because it's like not much considered, like compared it to other parts of the country.
Mohammed Keita, a public health officer who was awarded the most outstanding public health officer, highlighted some of the challenges of public health in the district and proposed solutions to address them.
Era of COVID is a big challenge for us. We are giving the vaccine, but people are reluctant to take the vaccine. You come up with public health measures to protect themselves, but they don't see the impact because they are not actually educated. Level of education is low. So that's number 1 impact we have. Number 2 impact complication we have is the community engagement. We see that communities are not proactive when it comes to public health activities. They are not very proactive. And as a public health unit, Gambissara is covering 87 communities with only 3 public health officers with 1 motorbike.
Responding to some of the concerns raised by the staff of the facility, Ibrahim Balde, the acting regional director for health service, emphasized the importance of accountability in public service delivery. He reaffirms his office's support to address the concerns raised.
We should be accountable to the public that we are serving. This is a form of being accountable to the public that we are serving. So basically, Gambissara have been doing this thing. I think this is the 3rd time they are doing these award ceremonies, data presentation and award ceremony. So this is where they will look at all their service areas, the service data. They scrutinize it very well and give the community that they are serving the details of what they have been doing for them.
Gambissara Health Center caters for over 40,000 inhabitants within the district and neighboring communities in Senegal. Despite their meager resources, due to good management, they have recorded tremendous achievement. For example, in 2021, they attended to 18,375 outpatients and made 549 birth deliveries, out of which there were no maternal deaths. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alaji F. Jallo.
Now, the community of Wuli Sutukoba held the 5th edition of its annual Kankiling Cultural Festival to promote unity, development and culture. More in this report by Lamin AFFS Dabo.
The organizers say the event aimed to promote unity and peaceful coexistence in the communities in Wuli East. They believe such an initiative is a great way to help people achieve their development aspirations. Katibi Yafa, the Secretary General of the festival, explains some of the successes registered since they started organizing the festival.
This Kankiling Festival Committee, KAFO, is the only association in this community that was able to invite a TV crew to go to a rice field there, a rice field that is about 400 hectares, can feed the whole of URR. To go there, to interview the people from this community, to narrate their problems. So that's a big achievement for us. And alhamdulillah, government, I think they've come to URR, make some surveys, some Farosia rice field that the government can develop to make sure that the Gambia also attain food self-sufficiency. And alhamdulillah, Sutukoba rice field is part of that project. So we are proud of that. It's through the Kankiling Festival we were able to have that. But alhamdulillah, 5 years since we started this festival, people are telling us we have seen some kind of attitudinal change. People are now abandoning those kind of bad behaviors, embracing what these people of this community are known for. And actually we've succeeded in that too.
Madi Jata, the chairman of Sutukoba Village Development Committee, commends the organizing committee and the elders for the successful execution of the event, and also those who contributed and attended. He further explained the significance of organizing such an event.
This is our culture. We are celebrating. We have been doing this in our communities in the past, but for some reason, it has faded away. And that is why we are trying to revive it, because we want the tradition to continue, so we can regain the glory of our olden days. This is why the event is very important.
Katibi Yafa, the Secretary General of the festival, shed light on some of their association's plans.
There are so many development aspirations that we are working on. Yes, and because one of our aims is to make Sutukoba a tourism destination center. We want to make sure that this community, we are able to bring development to the doorstep of our people through culture. Because in the last 5 years, it was part of the national blueprint of the Gambia, 2018-2021, to promote inland tourism. So basically, we've also complemented government effort in that aspect. Because every citizen, you should ask yourself, what have you done for your country before your country will do anything for you?
The people here believe that culture is one of the most effective methods communities can use to strengthen unity and peaceful coexistence and pass on the tradition from one generation to another. For QTV News, I am Lamin Alaifandin Dabo.
From that story, I'm afraid that is all we have time for. Let's take a look at our main headlines. On the final day of nominations on Friday, independent aspirants submitted their documents for the National Assembly election at various IEC centers across the country. In recognition of International Women's Day, Both Women, a non-profit organization in collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare on Tuesday, embarked on tree planting, cleaning and compost pit making at the Sukuta Women's Garden. The management of Gambissara Health Center, in collaboration with the community of Gambissara, recently organized a data presentation and award ceremony for health center staff in recognition of their invaluable service towards healthcare service delivery. The community of Wuli Sutukoba held the 5th edition of its annual Kankiling Cultural Festival to promote unity and development. Well, that is all we have time for in this edition of QTV News. Do join us tomorrow for the Week in Review. Meanwhile, have a great weekend.